From movies to music, of course, the arts play a vital role in our society and in our future.
Tonight, Denver 7's Danny New shows us how one group is helping marshal fire victims hear the music once again.
Most garages have cars, but Travis here, his has 150 instruments.
Started the Future Arts Foundation 8 years ago almost. It'll be 8 years in September.
Back then, Travis was student teaching, and he noticed a pattern in our education system that really bothered him.
Teachers were maybe making $45,000, $50,000 a year, which is not much in this area, and we're having to pay out of their pockets for music or arts instruments or art supplies in their classrooms. And I was like, that's kind of BS.
But this is nice.
People are still bringing instruments over every day.
So he started a nonprofit called Future Arts Foundation to raise money and purchase instruments for teachers. But as it turned out, people also already had some to donate.
This is one of our trombones.
Even people who weren't alive anymore.
We actually had a luthier pass away, and he wanted all of his leftover instruments to go to our foundations.
And as you can expect, because of the Marshall Fire, this problem got magnified. Suddenly, it wasn't just teachers and students who couldn't afford instruments, but also professional musicians.
And a light bulb went off, and I was just like, well, this is what we already do. We already get instruments to schools.
He put his address out on social media and told people to come drop off their instruments for victims. And in one day, he got over 300. Within a week, he had 500. That could be helping 500 people. And these are some photos of those people picking them up in early February.
But people are donating like $15,000 harps. That's great because we're giving these to people who are professional musicians and lost their instruments, and the insurance company isn't covering that. This is just some leftovers that we're still placing. Leftovers.
Up next, the foundation has its biggest annual fundraiser, the Bluebird Music Festival at Mackey Auditorium in Boulder. It accounts for 90% of their fundraising, and because of its charitable ties, they've been able to attract some pretty big names in the indie scene over the years, like Jim James from My Morning Jacket and Jonathan Russell from The Head and the Heart. But for Travis, this is all about raising money for the concerts down the road.
A lot of these kiddos that might not have access to becoming good musicians because they don't have access to the lessons or the instruments because of their income. I want to make sure they have that access so they end up being a great musician someday so I can go see them in concert or listen to their albums.
Lessons can really help.
Thank you.
Danny New, Denver 7.
Wonderful program. And that Bluebird Music Festival is April 23rd and 24th. Mark it on your calendar. And we have information on how to donate on thedenverchannel.com.